Thank you very much. So my name is Miss Michelle, and I am from Ocean Park in Hong Kong, and I run not a fan of technology. I run the Young Explorers Club in Ocean Park. So what that is a regular based playgroup for 1.5 to 3 years old, and we also run programs from 3 to 6 years old. So we run under 2 educational arms. So experiential learning, that's about letting children to discover by themselves rather than telling them what to learn. And then of course nature play. So we have unique resources within Ocean Park, and we use our animals and our natural resources to help them learn. Our whole program is designed around 6 different learning areas for our children. So social, emotional, cognitive development, communication, gross motor, which is a very big one, fine motor, and school readiness given their young age. So our class runs from September all the way to June. So it is a 9-month program. Children and parents can enroll on a monthly basis, but we encourage them to enroll for the whole period of time. Each month is uniquely themed, and each class is 1.5 hours long. So that includes us meeting them at the park entrance, coming into the park. We have some indoor learning and then outdoor learning as well. So this is a sample lesson from our theme, Hide and Seek, and it was all about the shark and the dark ocean. So every class starts with a bit of circle time. So this is more of the formal type of learning, where we give something for the children to discover. So this is a shark egg that she's looking at, and below are shark teeth, okay? So they're having a little look, and then we follow up with some information posters that they can see, and of course, for this young age, puppets and toys, all right? They learn an awful lot from them. Then they have an art creation, and also in this we do try and give a bit of choice. So in Ocean Park we have many species of shark, so for their art creation they can choose which type of shark they would like to decorate, and then they use this to take home and to remember what they have learned. The sensory and storytelling is mainly based on an aspect of the animal that we are trying to highlight. So this one, they were using torches to look inside so they could see and spot the shark in the box. And then we also use our exhibits to let the children interact as well. And then of course the most fun part is the nature exploration. So all of our indoor classroom-based learning, we then take it outside and we go and observe the animals. So each lesson we observe the animals for a minimum of 30 minutes, and it allows children to look at how they behave, look at how they interact, and you can see as they interact with their adult as well about the animal. So how do children learn? Dr. Medina did a really good presentation this morning, and I'm a massive advocate that children learn by play, especially at this very young age. What most people say to me is when I say I run a play group for 1.5, is that they say that, what do you teach a baby? All right? So, but the idea is not that you don't teach a baby. A baby already comes with its sense of wonder. All you do is try and facilitate that learning. So we have obviously our Albert Einstein, which is one of my favorite quotes, and Fred Donaldson, which is a very big advocate in early childhood learning. So as children play, what are they doing? The simple answer is they're doing everything. They're discovering, they're exploring, they're observing, they're experimenting, they're collaborating, they're observing, and they're doing things that we can't even put a label on. Play is incredibly important, and we allow it in our classroom. Primarily it is guided play, but then around our sensory activities, we put out invitations to play, which we will try later, but also they are free to try different things in our classroom and use different materials as they wish. So in 2018-19, we had over 2,000 students come to our playgroup. The results are very high in terms of their increase in animal knowledge, in their increase in self-exploration and learning, and their increased awareness of nature exploration. So, enough for me. Let's just hear from some of our adults who bring their children to Young Explorers Club each week.
So my son and I Ocean Park for close to a year, and we really enjoyed the experience.
本身擁有嘅天然資源啦，同埋佢哋本身嘅設施。
咁佢個分別同其他嘅Playgroup 咧有咩唔同咧？因為海洋公園呢個Playgroup 咧就可以俾佢多
About 6 students to 1 teacher, so that's a really good learning atmosphere for my kids.
I think that makes Ocean Park definitely a wonderful and unique experience.
And I think even my son, when he grows up to be 3 years old, he'll be coming to this one too.
Alright, so in our playgroup we run 4 different courses, and as part of that we see our parents as partners. So every month every day actually, we talk to our parents, but every month we provide a monthly journal, which is basically we ask the parents what do they think about the Young Explorers Club and how can we improve? Because we're a very new program, we're only 2 years old, this is our 3rd year, so we're still developing and learning. So this is Yatyun's mummy, and this lesson was during the koala. So the sensory box was eucalyptus leaves, they had the koala puppets of course, and they made a koala with a little thing that can climb up like to represent the tree, and then a smelling sensory play, and then of course the nature exploration. So this one was on frogs, alright? Frogs are cool, I really like them. So we did a big one where they could hear the different sounds of the frogs in the mystery box, and then we allowed them to play with slime, and the kids then could play with the figurines, feel the different textures, and also while they're playing with slime, they're experimenting with weight, they're experimenting with distance, they're experimenting with pressure as well. And then they go and see the nature exploration of the actual frogs. So in Ocean Park we have the poison dart frogs primarily, so they're super colourful. And this mother, she says that she enjoys the songs an awful lot, so just remember that bit. So we have 2,000 children coming every year, and over 150 to 200 children coming every single week. But they also come with their adults. So technically we have about 4,000 students attending our class every week. And after talking to the parents, I wanted to know what are the benefits for the adults as well. I think in education, you cannot argue the benefits for the child, but what about the adults who attend as well? So they also say that they learn. So during the circle time, Moana's mother said she came to Ocean Park so many times before but could only know the name of the animal. Now, because we only visit 1 animal per lesson, she gets to know their habitat, she gets to know how they can be preserved, she gets to know a lot more about the animals. It is a unique bonding experience, so it's a shared experience between the child, and often the parents will tell me that when they go home and they're reading a storybook, they can identify the different animals and say, oh, remember what Miss Michelle said in class, this is a harbour seal, this is a sea lion, and they can reinforce that information at home. And then of course they hope they can take better care of the environment. We live in a very urban environment in Hong Kong, and Ocean Park is pretty much right in the middle of it, and so this is one of their opportunities to actually get in touch with nature. But would they come by themselves? They say they enjoy their learning, they say they learn, but would they come by themselves? And basically the answer is no. Alright, they have competing priorities. They are now mothers, adults, aunties, etc. So that takes priorities. So they enjoy it, they learn, but they won't come by themselves. So with that recognition, we need to look at how we now have a unique opportunity to simultaneously teach babies and their adults our conservation aims. So how do we do this, teaching both of them at the same time? We do formal education, primarily in this circle time. So this one here is a bottle, and inside is a jellyfish, okay? So this is a cut up piece of plastic, and the children discover the jellyfish, but at the same time you explain to the parents that it's actually plastic. And this is why we reduce our plastic use, so it doesn't end up in the ocean and the sea turtles eat it as food, okay? Then they see the different pictures, you can talk about the different types of jellyfish and how we can preserve them. The second one is more informal. So this is about the capybara, and this is primarily around the artwork and our sensory activities. So this one was all about how the capybara can protect themselves, and one of the main ways is that they will hide under the water. So we made the artwork to signify the water over just below the eyes, and then also in the sensory bin, the kids would work together to hide the capybara, and at the same time you can talk to the parents. But I also believe that our children and adults both learn through play. So I would like to get everybody up to the front of the room, and I'm going to try and run a miniature YEC class. So if you come up to the top, and we'll have a little circle time. You ready? Come join us, come join us. Alright, so obviously because we're working with babies in our class, we have the opportunity to have fun and to get a little bit silly, alright? So our kids learn from us as adults, and one of the way we open our class every single day is with a hello song, okay? So we're going to sing a hello song. Now, the words will be on the screen, and they're very simple because they are made for children, so we should be able to follow along, okay? With children, gross motor is also very important and teaching them to move. So, does anybody know how a monkey moves? We swing like a monkey, alright? And then we have 4 different animals that we will see and come today. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, you go. Alright, these are designed by our marketing, alright? So get your hands ready. Hello.
Swing like a monkey, swing and swing. Fly like an echo, fly and fly.
Very good.
Hello, how are you? Swing like a shark, swing and swing. Walk like a penguin, walk and walk.
Very good. Well done, I was very impressed. You all came up well done. Alright, so I want to each then give everybody an animal habitat, okay? So we have set up some 9 different animal habitats, and on the side there is also some loose parts material. Look. I lost it. I got it. But whilst I understand that children will play and learn, I need you guys to tell me what you're learning, okay? So we're making habitats. However, it's not what you are creating, okay? It's not about the Instagrammable, beautiful animal habitat, it's about why. So are you picking an animal element that you want to show? How are you going to facilitate the play and learning with children, okay? And most importantly, how would you present the animal facts to both the child, who's 1.5 years old, and also the adults who are like us? So think about mummies, daddies, grandmas, aunties, etc. Okay? Alright, we have big groups.
Just form a line.
Form a line. My teammates have got it.
So we have 9 habitats here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just group maybe 5 or 6 people in front of the habitat. And then we'll create a habitat.
Alright, so you guys have sea lions, okay? And then on the corner there's leaves, water, eyes, marbles, rocks, anything you wish, okay?
before all participants, the time out. The time is out, yeah?
Alright, take your seats, please.
The time out. Maybe you can run more and more after we finish the dinner, yeah?
Okay, so we will leave those materials there all day, so you can just play as you wish. But in the meantime, I'm probably going over time, so can you please take your seats? And I'll finish the rest of it.
I can use the recorder.
We just skip it. I skipped the next video. Because if it also down, no problem to get looking at Alright, sitting down. Like my children. Sitting down, sitting down, sitting down together.
Okay, sitting down, please. Sitting down, please.
Alright, thank you so much for your active participation. You've all got really involved in that, so I'm very impressed with everybody. Alright, so you may not have had the opportunity to have a proper talk about why your creation, alright? So when we create something for children, it's an invitation to play, okay? So it does need to look nice, but it also has to have a focus, okay? Illustrate an element of the animal and think of other ways of possible exploration. So I see the Australian one has the tree up out of the middle of it. So they're also experimenting with science, with physics as well. And be open to suggestions, okay? You all work together as a team to create it. And just like that with children, if they want to add something, let them. Think outside the box with children. And when you present to children and adults, you illustrate wonder in your voice, okay? Don't forget that more than 80% of your communication is your body language and your tone as well. Use simple, deliberate language and create a balance of interaction. So as the child plays with the sensory play, the adult may also want to talk, okay? So talk to them as a peer. This is what I know. This is how we can help the jellyfish, etc. And have supporting information to hand. So Dr. Medina did a lot on this morning, but just how do you facilitate play? Follow the child's lead. Use expressive voice and body language. Use open-ended questions, okay? Or you can ask yes or no questions. There's no right or wrong answer, okay? You can guide them to your own thoughts. So we did one recently on sensory. And all of my colleagues said they wanted to eat the octopus, whereas I was like, oh, you can, but this is not what I like to do, okay? So there's no right or wrong. And encourage the children to try new experiences, especially at this young age. They mightn't like the feel of rice, they mightn't like the feel of mud, but it is very important for them to experience these things as well. Encourage the parent to play. So obviously, if somebody plays with a child, study shows that they will play longer. And mimic new ideas in play. Think outside the box. Let them add other items. So I see in the shark one over here, they've added a foam cord. Alright, so they've got an electrical cord and they've wrapped it around the shark. So they're illustrating that, you know, if there is ropes in the ocean, that they can hurt the shark. So think outside the box. There is no right or wrong answer. And yeah, be open to their suggestions. And for this young learning age, they mightn't have the vocabulary, so that's where you come in as a teacher. You also add the vocabulary. So if we're hiding the octopus, you add in the word hiding and octopus, and that helps to build their repertoire of vocabulary. All right. So the benefits of teaching children is undeniable, and in turn, we're actually teaching the adults. It's a dual type of learning, and it's challenging in the classroom. Like I have a team of wonderful educators, and they have challenges in the classroom every day. However, we're starting to realize the benefits of the adults as well. And maybe have a think about it. Is this something that you could do in your zoo? This is the first of its kind in Asia, to my knowledge, but there is other examples in America. There's none in Australia so far and none in Europe, but America has one, Pittsburgh Zoo has one, called the strollers, which was mentioned earlier on. But it is an emerging concept in their zoo education facilities. Alright, I was going to sing another song, but I think I'm giving you that, and my time is up. However, please have a look at the QR codes. The songs are actually not officially released yet, but if you want to email me, I will be delighted to send them to you, and of course they will be released in due process. And this is our website for our Young Explorers Club and also my details. I'm incredibly passionate about the Young Explorers Club, so if you think that this is something that you would like to do in your zoo or any education facility, please let me know, and I'm very happy to share lesson plans, ideas, how we set it up, etc. Thank you very much.
Lauren, I'm not sure you're 6th year. Lauren. Sorry. I'm not sure this is your 6th year from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
The 6th from Hong Kong?
Yeah, the song.
The songs, yes. Yeah.
Bro, I give you one word. Wow. To your presentation. Okay, give the big hand to Mr. Barry.